afternoon. Very pleased to welcome Ms. Alexandra Sasha, First Deputy of Municipality of Frederiksberg in Copenhagen, and to the Danish Parliament in Denmark, attending here the World Government Summit 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's talk here. Of course, the Copenhagen is at the forefront when it comes to municipality, in terms of waste to energy and recycling. What is the message today, first from the the environmental side of ESG, that you can basically tell to the attendees?
So actually, yeah, one of the ways I got into politics was because I was into recycling. Because as you know, Denmark has been amazing with recycling. Some people would say it's a bit annoying because you have 10 different bins in Denmark and you have to segment it into different sections.
10.
Yeah. And they wanted to implement textiles and clothes as one segment. I came before that from the textile industry, so I thought that was interesting. But Denmark has been very good to have ESG, not just from the government point of view, but from the social, the mindset.
Yes.
If you throw out something on the streets, or even if you go to the store and you buy a plastic bag instead of bringing your own, people give you a look.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of the consumer behavior is quite good. But something we wanted to do, like Copenhagen, is to be carbon neutral, right?
2030 is among the world's first cities.
Yeah, it's not carbon neutral yet, but
by 2030, that's the target.
That's the target. Yeah, I don't think it will happen.
Waste to energy. Are you having any talks here relaying your experience?
Well, there's a lot of interest in this region to see what is happening in Denmark, right? But there's the infrastructure is a problem here because, for example, we have so many bicycles, we have roads. And one thing I told them today is, for example, you don't have a path from the palm, from the crescent to walk to the mainland, right?
We do have, it's progressive on a very limited basis. Let's jump into before I jump into the sustainability in fashion, which is very close to our heart, being the world's second source of emissions, as you know, and you have a new venture bringing here to UAE. I would really like to talk about women in politics in the EU and the big challenges that we have been encountering for among males and females, basically the quality, the competence of the different. What is the message basically to elevate the to make the candidates more competent, especially the female ones?
To make them more competent, I don't know how to answer that exactly, because I think it's
to empower them to develop their skills. That's how to make them more competent.
I think that one of the biggest issues, I'm myself a young female in politics, and on the local level, it has been very pleasant, actually, and easy to get elected, to interact. I find it easier to talk to voters. Maybe it's because women have the more emotional aspect to things and the empathetic, and I find it much easier to talk to families and kids.
But besides talks, deliver.
When it comes to the higher things, right? So going higher up, I ran for Danish Parliament, and 2 years later, a year later, I ran for the European Parliament. And what you see is, I think there's a lot of competent women, but they actually don't dare going further because it's a very tough place to be. I've myself been almost hit mentally hard because of you have to prove to the world that you are, a woman, but you have the intelligence, you have the backing. I get hit hard by journalists as well, often males. So I think actually you have competent women, and the question is not how to make them more competent, but how to attract them to the field and maintain them, right? Because the competition is very strong, and sometimes you unfortunately can't get judged by, the looks. But I think the best is integrating women and men. Like in our municipality now, we have more women than men in Frederiksberg, which has never happened before. I don't think it should be that way, but I think we've really learned how to balance it out, right? Women, they sit in the family committees and in the sustainability committees. The men, they stay to the economy committees, for example,
Why is that?
I think there's maybe
because of the emotional aspect?
I mean, even me personally, what I advocate for is mental health, sustainability, entrepreneurship, what falls within my heart.
You are here basically more on the personal side as well. You have a sustainable fashion brand. Tell us more. that you are planning to bring to the UAE.
Yes, I'm considering to bring it here. I have a fashion brand that I paused a little bit during my elections. It's a small brand, but the focus was to use waste textiles to make clothes because, as you mentioned previously, the textile industry is one of the most polluting in the world. And I think the issue is also on the consumer behavior. So my focus was to create clothes and a jacket that you can wear.
How can we make it more competitive and appealing for consumers?
So my USP, what I'm looking at is multifunctionality, that a jacket can have not just a jacket for one season, but you can wear it in the summer and the winter and inside and outside. For example, you can take off the sleeves, then it becomes a vest, then I can sit with it inside. Then I put on the sleeves, then you can wear it. So trying to encompass that Danish kind of consciousness and like practical elegance, that's what I called it.
And you plan to launch it very soon?
Yes.
In UAE?
It exists. Yes. I want to launch it to other regions.
Alexandra, look forward. Thank you very much for being with us.